Welcome back to the Paradise Shack. I'm Harry, and joining me is Hugo Byron. We're going to be heading into the second game now. fnatic versus Astralis. We've already seen some fantastic stuff going on. We just saw VPG2, and that was an explosive encounter, to say the least. I think it's going to get even more exciting with this next game. What do you think?
Definitely so. I think this is the one I've been waiting for the last couple of days. Really, really good matchup. Astralis looking very good, but shaky yesterday, losing to G2, and fnatic starting to rise up as well. So I think there's lots of interesting storylines coming into this. Yeah,
definitely. The first map of the night is going to be Inferno, followed then by Train. So heading into the first map then, let's try and speak about that. You know, as we head into this, I just want to know straight off the bat, plain and simple, where are you kind of leaning based on, you know, your opinions on this? I
think you got to lean towards Astralis just off the bat. You know, looking at them individually, this is the best team in the world. I don't think we can dispute that at the moment. I think we've got to wait for a couple more LAN wins. Maybe FaZe could steal that away, but I think at the moment, Astralis best team in the world. Yeah. Online, offline, still very, very good. fnatic, yes, they've been improving, but I still don't think they're at that level. I think most people would agree with me. That being said, this definitely isn't a clear-cut 2-0 victory. There's always potential for upset for fnatic, and that's an interesting thing coming into this matchup.
Yeah, you know, I think heading into Inferno, it's a strong one for fnatic, right? It's a map they're currently very good on. So I feel like coming into this, it's a good start for them to start to throw the spanner in the works early and continue as they mean to go on. I'm not saying, you know, we could 100% see a 2-0, for example, going the way of fnatic, but stuff like that is still on the table. But very, very quickly ready to get into this one. They're in a bit of a rush. It is going to be fnatic versus Astralis, as we said. First map of the night going to be on Inferno. The Swedes kicking things off over on the T side. Astralis going to be on the CT side, nice and comfy as we head into the first half. And already we can see rushing up second mid and Banana. fnatic looking to try and have some impact early on as Device gets caught off guard just a little bit over here towards. Trying to watch Banana. Is going to be pinned down by Olaf and actually has his face removed for free. That is going to be the opening frag going the way of fnatic as they charge on through. Kirby doing work to trade this back in their favor. Picks up 2 quick frags in rapid succession over towards Arch. And that's going to shut down this A offensive off the bat. You can already see the bombs slow to try and pick up anything there. Even like a little bit hesitant as to whether they want to go for this, especially seeing as Glaive going to push on out. Down goes Olaf. Now it's just Flusher and JW. And in the blink of an eye, this round looks like it could go the way of Astralis in a big way.
Yeah, definitely. JW does pick up 1 kill just to trade things back, but his teammates already caught out towards short. Dupree defended in the pit, and Glaive even going to rotate in time. Such a great position from Glaive as well to push in from the back over on long, catching out those players as they push towards short. A ballsy play considering they could have been close, but he takes the initiative, he takes a frag, and Astralis, they're going to pick up that pistol round. Very, very important start. fnatic, as you would expect, second round force buy coming in, and Astralis going to be going very, very meta with this buy. 1 rifle, 4 SMGs, still potential for fnatic to pick something up with the Tech 9s, but you should expect a fairly safe round for Astralis to pick this one up, and nades deep into middle, they won't put too much pressure beyond that. It's just the banana rush that's coming through. Zipex pushing all the way down to get that first kill, and they'll just fall on back after that. There's no need for them to contest banana control. They've got the man advantage. They can just fall on back, especially with Zipex being so low.
Oh, JW does find one, but he's going to be tagged low. Now falls on back, and they'll leave it up to the rest of the team to try and make some magic happen at mid. Device does get spotted on out, however, now he has to fall back as well. So this A site very quickly becomes a very passive hold. They give up a lot of presence over towards mid and Arch. They also don't have anyone to watch the close play up in towards Balcony and Apps. But it doesn't matter because the Swedes, they've changed their mind, and instead, with the wind in their sails, make their way over towards this B bomb site. You can see that Glaive posted on up. He's going to be watching, but just about to round the corner. The Swedes are coming as he's going to find out. He's got to connect these shots. Finds the first. Instantly now fades away. Got to buy time for the rotate to come in and just gets to safety. In behind Warhead. Still alive and kicking. It's going to allow Zipex to come in through CT. Start raining death from afar on the back of that UMP. And now the pop flash comes in. Glaive going to get 1. Gets 2. This is just a shooting gallery for him now as he's going to get himself a 4th potentially. Dennis looking ripe for the taking. As he does pick up 1 on his Zipex. The trade should come out. It's going to be Device to get it though. Glaive gets the 3K. Astralis pick up the second round, and they keep 3 players alive as well.
Yeah, very good. Building up that economy as well on the CT side. fnatic, whereas left in the dirt, really nothing to play for as well. They can't invest more than the PT50 on Dennis and maybe on JW as well, as no kills really came out in that previous round. So economy going to be low for the time being for fnatic. We're going to see the full Glock play, and there's not really much you can do on a map like Inferno with these. It's a lot of choke point plays, and Astralis have so many, you know, nades and so much weaponry to lock these guys down that I can't expect too much from just Glocks. Device fully blind in middle, doesn't matter, spraying away for 2 kills, looking for maybe some more, and the nades coming down Banana as well just to chase down these kills. Astralis just want to clean up fnatic as soon as possible, and they're doing a great job of doing so. Zipex does drop another, and Dennis, he'll be falling to the ground very shortly as well. It's a 3-0 for Astralis, and fnatic now going for their buy.
Yeah, so Astralis, they go ahead and they grab the first 3. Curious thing is now, do we see them going for a round for free? I mean, they have pretty much everything they would need as we continue into this. You can see they've got some UMPs in play, but then other than that, 3 rifles, it doesn't mean they have to invest that much into this. So we're not going to see those players in UMPs investing. Instead, looking to try and make them work. Rifles across the board for the side of fnatic, a little bit of utility for them to expend as well, but not as much as you would have liked. Can't really allow Astralis to pick this one up, whereas it would be an easy 5 rounds for the CT side already. But taking things slowly over towards mid, JW and Crims looking curious as to what Apps has in store, and they're going to look to try and push on in. Device and Kirby, the players to watch mid, and they might try throwing a pop flash through here for Device to take the peek, and as he gets tagged, I think they change their mind, instead have him play things safe. You see they've also rotated Glaive around very preemptively over towards Archway to help out Device when the going gets tough. Calling Glaive. Solo fnatic stacked up outside of 8. Looking like this is going to be the site they're gravitating towards for this take.
And already look at the banana control from Zipex. He starts to push his way down. He knows this is likely going to be the A play, so he can at least come out from the flank and, you know, stop these guys from either rotating back towards B if they decide to make a split-second decision, or at least catch them quickly as they move their way up and towards the A site. But now we see a bit of a rotation back towards B, maybe expecting fnatic to decide to back off on this one. They've not shown too much presence up towards long, and Flush are going to be blinded. Actually jumps back over his teammate towards the long area. And it's all going to be really left on Device to focus on long here. He actually gives up control. They allow fnatic to wrap here. These guys could push in through CT and take their way back towards this B side of the map. I don't think they will, given the limited time left in the position of the bomb. But actually, as I say that, it's going to start to move in towards a banana. This is it. They're wrapping, and I think Astralis should work this out in just a second as well. They've realized they've given up long control, and fnatic should be throwing some fake players over towards this 8 side, but actually finally going to recommit back towards A. These guys seem so unsure. They have 10 seconds left. They need to commit towards a site soon, and Dupree's going to be spraying in through the smoke. JW opens things up, but there's still 2 more players in position. This bomb still isn't down. They need to hurry up and get it planted, but that's it. It's dropped in the open. There's surely nothing JW can do. He grabs it for a split second and does get the plant, but now it's a 1v2.
Yeah, JW, he's got fast fingers, going to be able to get that bomb down, but he needs more than that. As it is going to be planted for Apps and Short, wrapping around, clearing out the angles, looking to try and go aggressive. He might be able to catch Zipex and Glaive off guard. Their attention very much focused over towards the site. He's sneaking on by into the back lines now. Zipex going to go down. Glaive's over in library. He's got to watch out. Goes for the pick, but JW, he's the man of the hour. Going to get all 5 frags. The ace, the clutch, and the first round for fnatic.
What a phenomenal play from JW there. That is absolutely insane. The fact that he even managed to get that second kill on the Glaive as well was impressive, considering he did not expect that second player to be coming out of the library. But fnatic, they get themselves on a round on the board, but the issue is, again, they win it, but they only save 1 player, meaning their economy is severely impacted. Only 3250 from winning that round, so now we still have 2 UMPs in play here on the T side. Astralis, however, they've got a fairly formidable buy, and AWP up on Device, the only limiting factor being the UMP on Glaive, and the rest of them on rifles as well. We may even see a bit of aggression, but Device forced back with the nade. Can't take the fight down banana for the time being. The Molotov burning out his presence. So he moves back on towards CT spawn, and Zipex on the site instead. Flash is looking to do some damage over towards the side of the map. Teammates as well, flashing their way up. But still plenty of time for fnatic, so no rush to commit towards anywhere yet. And we learned from the previous round that they like to really leave things to the last possible second.
Yeah, I mean, that last round shows that. They're quite literally down at the last possible second. Now, Flush are going to be doubling back to pick the bomb up. Still fairly undecided, but it looks like A is going to be the main site in question. They leave Olofmeister to watch the flank. Everyone else gearing up for this A side here. And this means that Glaive, he's going to be all that stands between them and their precious site. He's going to be playing up close to the smoke, goes for the spray on through. It's going to telegraph his position out to fnatic now, so they know that there's at least 1 player up close in mid. You can see that Dupree's been boosted as well. JW has 2 players to watch out for as he heads out in it through balcony. Kirby up close, honing his sights downrange. But Dupree, first of all, the boost doesn't pay off. Now Glaive coming in to try and refrag, about to get really hot and spicy where he is, but never mind, does find the trade out onto Dennis, putting it into a 4-on-4. The rest of the players, they completely negate Arch side instead, pushing on round over towards Short and Boiler. And it's Crims clearing out the site, methodically allowing time for flushing out. The buddy system going to be employed, so they can trade this out as they push on up. Kirby planning for the push in from Short, gets caught off by JW, who's on a bit of a tear right now, pushing on out, finds the entry. Glaive having to rotate quickly on round, does pick himself up. Another UMP to play around with. Bomb's going to go down. Device is the AWP, and it looks like they're just going to have to call the save at this point. 2 players so far away from the site. It is going to be a second round going the way of fnatic.
Yeah, no reset back down from Astralis, considering they had the better buy into this round as well. You would have expected it, but with an AWP coming back in for the retake, not exactly going to be too viable here. Just holding on to the guns, it seems. And fnatic, Another round on the board here to play with, keeping 4 players this time, so economical. This is going to be good for them. At least they don't keep one and have to get forced into another one of these UMP rounds. Considering Astralis seem to be holding on to 3 guns as well without too much chase from fnatic, they should be rebuying around these weapons as well. So it's going to be another full buy from both teams pretty much. fnatic will finally have the better buy. The option for the AWP will come into question as well if Dennis wants to drop that over. But no money.
Who would be your star player right now for fnatic? If you had to hazard a guess.
Let me think. I'm going to go Flushy, 0 and 4. No, obviously JW. I mean, the ace, and he's got 3 kills on top of that. Didn't
feel like you had to clarify. I'm fairly sure everyone could see through your thinly veiled sarcasm. But anyway, 2-3 is the scoreline right now. Astralis, they will have money to buy down. They kept 3 players alive, so they've still got the AWP on device. That could make all the difference as he goes aggressive in mid to try and get this first pick. The pop flash comes in. Flusher takes the peek instead, and ultimately they don't find that early man advantage. fnatic allowed to get 2 players up and towards Banana as well. Device still honing his sights down through middle, has to watch out because there are players making their way in through apps. I mean, Crims would relish in the opportunity to find this opening frag. Kirby has got his back somewhat as JW looks to try and peek on up, but that smoke's going to negate Kirby's position. He has to fall on back a little bit now. And this could potentially allow one of these players to cross over in apps and find a frag out through Boiler. Yeah, Dennis lining up these smokes and flashes, going to smoke off Device. Sorry, Dupree. Over towards Arch side, meaning they only really have to worry about the players over by Boiler in the form of Device and Kirby. Looking like it's going to be the A site yet again. fnatic going at it time and time again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it as they currently wait, stacked on up, playing it down to the wire once more.
But I mean, still maintaining this default. They haven't fully committed to A once again. Still 2 players towards Banana, make that a 3rd, and with KRB picking up JW over in the apartments may actually force them back onto the other side of the map. They've already lost a man and allowed KRB to pick up a rifle in place of his SMG, and now fnatic, they're actually just going to reroute back towards the B site, the AWPless site as well, so this gives them a little bit more to work with considering they're still only on 4 rifles. 30 seconds left, very, very late in the round as fnatic have been doing so far on these takes, and it doesn't seem like Astralis have worked it out at all. They've got no information, but finally going to start to rotate Device on back. We need a CT smoke to go down here. They only have 2 bits of utility, and one of them going down towards the CT spawn with a peek from Zipex. In with the flash, he gets himself one. Glaive finds a double as well, and it's all onto Crims. Out of the blink of an eye, Astralis seem to have closed out this round. There's nothing Crims can do, and Device's rotation is pitch perfect. Astralis will pick up a 4th and slap back onto the double round of fnatic.
Yeah, also that pop flash that was employed on the site was pivotal. There was only, what, like 18 seconds after they push on in. The flash hit everyone fully, and it was just a shooting gallery for them at that point. You have, what, 4 Swedes just fully blind in front of you. It's just an easy one to blow them away, and that'll be the round going the way of Astralis. So they go ahead and get one straight back in retort. Now fnatic buying down once again. Gonna have 3 rifles to play around with, 2 UMPs. And Device looking curious down mid, this time gonna be denied by a smoke. But it's Glaive to go aggressive. He's standing at a lot of fire. He doesn't care, still honing his sights. Does the damage on Olaf, now falling away. Does come off the better one in that duel, albeit barely. In the meantime, JW, once again, over here towards apps, taking things slow. The rest of his team pushing out through mid, as you can see. Dennis making progress there, along with Crims. Everyone else in tow. 4 players for Astralis over here towards the A site. So they are walking into a bit of a stack here on behalf of fnatic. A lot of this going to depend on JW finding this frag on Kirby. He can mop up the players over towards short, if not dealt with. And with where he's playing, I don't think JW is going to spot this one out. He does have the crossfire set up. Kirby and Dupree. They're just waiting. There we go. The shot going to present itself. Okay, Kirby maybe a bit of an error on his part, and it does miss the free frag. Down goes Olafmeister over towards Archer's Device, quick to pick up the man advantage. Now Glaive is here, primed and ready to try and do some more damage, but it's going to be Dennis to dispatch of the lonely player. JW gets one more in return, turning it back into a 3-on-3. They're dedicated in towards this A bomb site now. 40 seconds left to play around with. Dupree's just got to be a wall and hold them back, but sadly he comes crumbling down. It's all on Zipex. 1v3 over towards short.
Element of surprise. If he can get in here quickly, he might be gifted a free kill just straight off the bat, but JW is already holding the angle. Will get spotted on the jump. Apparently not, though. Doesn't go for it. Zipex, he rounds his way in, spots the head. Tag comes in. Now they're all going to focus towards him. All 3 of them in position to actually go for the triple peak, and I think they will. He's realised that, just dropping on back, smoking off his cross, and will just run back in towards the T-spawn here, holding onto the gun, allowing fnatic to get themselves a 3rd round, and that's actually the reset from fnatic onto Astralis' economy. And with only 1 gun saved, there's no way they can invest back around that. If you look, they're going to get $1,400 on the loss bonus to combine with about 2.5k on the majority of these players. That's not enough to fully commit to a buy unless we see some SMGs, some shotguns, but really this will be the only rifle, so there's no way in how they can reinvest into this one. It's got to be the eco, or at least a light investment to combine with next round's loss bonus.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we look over at the side of Team JW, things have just been kind of going their way, and being handed, you know, the fairly weak buy from Astralis that could be on the cards here. I imagine we're going to see them forced down in, what, like a little bit? But no, they're just going to go for it.
I mean, SMG's right in this.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the UMP, it's strong.
The only thing they've done out of this one, though, is it's really limited them in terms of utility. Two players don't even have any nades, Dupree and KAB. I mean, they get more than I expected, considering, but that's just a UMP, right? Charging up, though, flusha, looking for the opener, finally going to take down Glaive over towards B. And fnatic, what a way to start off the round. No trade coming in. There's an instant rotation, but frankly, Device only has an SMG. It's still not the best weaponry to work with, leaving Zipex alone towards the back of the site. And they haven't even committed. Look at the position of Dupree. He's run down mid. Olaf is holding the rotation as well. And fnatic are just getting free picks as Astralis over-rotate back towards that B site. Crims even drops KAB towards A, and it's another round conceded for Astralis.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to really start to hit them. They will be able to save up these rifles potentially, but I mean, look at where they are. I mean, Dennis is close enough to go hunting. It looks like we're going to be seeing that as well in the form of flusha and JW, all getting very aggressive here, looking to go on the hunt. JW doesn't need the AWP as well. It's going to be tossed to Olaf because, frankly, he's having an insane game with the rifles right now, and that's one good thing that is kind of so versatile about this fnatic side is that, you know, you can just see them actively switch things up. There's kind of been stints where we see JW not even touch the AWP, and instead he is on those rifles. So Olaf as well being a very talented AWP, but this time they're going to try and take these rifles out the hands of Astralis, closing on in. Device watching the angle. He's got to try and hold off, but oh, the timing couldn't be worse. Device, he goes down. Zipex gets circled like moths to a flame, and
JW's not holding back. He's still not stopped, Harry. He's 11-4.
There's no, I mean, he actually got, what? Has he got the same amount of frags? No, he's got more than everyone else on the team put together. So there we go. JW, the man, the myth, the legend.
This is just insane. What is happening? Well, long may it continue. It's quite entertaining as Astralis now left on just pistols, 2 invested, 1's 3 default. So not too much to work with in fnatic. They are going to be walking into an empty site, it seems, if they commit towards the A site. Probably more of a default setup, just trying to get some map control for themselves up towards the apartments, clear out that position. But Astralis have stacked 5 members over towards that B side of the map. In fact, maybe even getting a bit aggressive here, but the Molotov going to hold them back for the time being. I think fnatic might have a bit of an idea what's up. They're actually going to walk 2 players up towards Banana. flusha looking for something, some aggression now from the CT side. It's spotted, now they're just going to drop. There's no need for them to fight, can just fully rotate back towards the other side of the map. Great flick from Olaf, pistols out, he's just spraying away, getting these anti-ecos, and Dennis wants to steal them away, kills his teammate, picks up the last 2 kills. They're his for now, and he even takes the AWP to save for the next round.
Yeah, 5-4 fnatic. They are going to take the lead out from Astralis as they find themselves now with that 1-round advantage. Astralis will be able to buy on down into this round. They've paid their dues, they've paid for their poor economy, and now they get to relish in having a stronger buy. We can see Device relegated down to the UMP, and that's something that's kind of negatively impacted them quite a bit. We haven't seen him on the AWP. No one's been there to challenge Olaf. No one's been there to hold back JW and flusha on these aggressive pushes. And this time, it was looking like flusha was going to do it yet again, but there's 2 Molotovs here, and that's just too many for even flusha to handle. So he opts to hold back. He's not fireproof, so he's just waiting, biding his time. JW, meanwhile, up through apps, going to be going aggressive. Kirby's down in pit watching the angle, inspecting that wonderful, wonderful skin, but you've got to watch out because there's JW on the loose, about to peek on in, and Kirby does spot the head, I think, on that initial peek. JW, so many angles left to clear. He takes the peek, gets the trade, back into a 4-on-4 we go. No one near enough to find Kirby and capitalize on the information they get that he is over towards pit, but now the play comes in. Everyone here from fnatic stacked up in mid, ready to execute in towards this A site.
And only 2 CTs in position. They need to hurry up and get on this rotation as soon as they realize it is going to be a take. One starts to fall on back. Zipex making his way back towards the archway, but still Dennis, look at this boost. He still hasn't spotted Device. He's just lurking in the shadows. Gets one, gets a second as well. Eventually Dennis will fall on his head, and he even follows up with a second on the site. Dennis pulling Astralis apart, but he gets caught picking up the bomb. Zipex's rotation seems to be on point, and now it's all on flusha. A 1v2 clutch. Does have the bomb. The site is stacked to 2 Astralis members, so he can even back off down towards B. He has time for it as well, but still committing to this fight. It's going to be 1 player, and Glaive will take it. Astralis equalise it back up again, 5-5, and they hold on to the AWP as well, so a bit more economy saved on the CT side.
Yeah, this is where things can start to get good for them very, very quickly. We're finally going to get to see Device on that AWP, see if he can have an impact with it. We saw him a bit earlier on, but now he's got it in kind of these latter stages. We have someone to counteract Olaf. We have someone who can put a stop to the aggression from flusha, and he's been doing great with the rifles. Curious to see if that carries on to his more favoured weapon. Now we're going to be seeing 3 players for Astralis over towards this A site. Some aggression on Banana to try and catch these players off guard, and it's Device. There we go. That's the start we wanted to see from Astralis. They find the early man advantage. You have got flusha there to trade things out, but all you can do is pick up the AWP of his deceased teammate Olaf Meister and look to get the hell out of there. Chucks that up in towards top mid for someone else to pick up. Looks like it is going to be JW fielding the AWP now, and this is where things get a little bit curious. JW has been having a great game with the rifles. Will he be able to tear things up even more with the AWP?
Very much so, as he starts to push up towards Banana. It's a possibility here. It's going to be Glaive baiting towards the CT spawn, not committing to the fight. And JW about to walk right into this. Could even hit the shot. He does. Bait peaks aren't enough. Glaive will fall. Now only one player left on the site. And a rotation instantly coming in from Device. They know what's going on here. But look at that from Dupree. Pushes down in towards short to drop Crims. And Astralis taking back the man advantage. Well, we may have a couple of Swedes bursting in towards his B side of the map. Zipex is still in position. And now with the crossfire from his teammate, they could make it work. Device's rotation once again seems to be coming into a count as he drops JW, leaving 2 members left of the side of fnatic. KRB fully blinded by his teammates. That will force him back, allowing fnatic to not lose another member, but the chase coming in and flusha drops another one. KRB's dead. And a 2v2 in play. No bomb down just yet, but Dupree, he is going to be the stake in the grass, the man to watch out for coming in from Banana.
Dupree nearly denies the plant, but it doesn't matter because he finds both the frags. Down goes flusha, and as his bodies hit the floor, defuse will be coming on in from Astralis. They take the lead 5-6, a 1-round advantage. Bomb goes down though, so there's going to be enough money on the side of fnatic for them to scrape something together. Here they will be going in for the force. JW has money to drop. He could alternatively go ahead and buy himself the AWP, but I imagine it's going to be pivotal to see Olaf with a weapon in his hand. I think they're trying to figure out how best to go ahead and do this, but it will just be rifles across the board. Plenty of utility for them to expend. Device still has the AWP though, and that was kind of something that really impeded them in that last round. So this time, could be sending some players up through mid. Olaf watching the cross, but only with an AK. Nearly gets his head removed from Device. Counts himself lucky as he somehow stays alive. Now fnatic taking things a little bit more slowly. They've lost that aggression somewhat, that confidence they once had, as they've slowed down over towards mid. 1 minute 30 left. Plenty of time for them to play around with, but they are going through this utility fairly quickly. When it started off, everyone had pretty much full everything. Now when we look at it, we have a couple of smokes, 3 flashes, and they haven't even made any progress towards any of these sites yet. Dennis pushing up Banana, trying to get them something over towards B. And the aggression going to come in. Zipix might be able to catch him fully flash, but no, Dennis with his pants down turns around and takes the head off anyway. Doesn't matter. Finds that first frag. Now you're going to look over to Glaive, who has to really hold back the tide of battle. He's able to get one. Now as they push the smoke in through the meat grinder, Glaive is there, and he will gladly be the butcher to dispatch of these fnatic players. Looks like they're just going to have to hold on back, bide their time and wait for that smoke to fade, but it's going to buy plenty of time for Astralis to rotate a player around in the form of Device.
And look at JW lurking towards Boiler. As these CT start to rotate, when fnatic commit towards B, he's going to be able to catch rotations. Dupree just misses him by a second, moving back towards the site. JW's on the hunt. Now we see fnatic run into the B site, but to no avail as Glaive and Device shut down the first 2 entrances. Dennis pushing aggressively, spots the AWP, but it doesn't matter because Device is there, and now it's all onto JW. He's been lurking towards A, and he'll finally make a bit of a strike, but it's too little too late. 20 seconds left on the clock. He's picked up KRB, but there's no way he can go for anything more. Has to just hold onto his gun as he moves in towards the T-spawn. It's Astralis to take a 7th round, but still, this game is very close. fnatic have been putting up numbers so far. The only issue is for fnatic now is Astralis keeping 3 players alive, going to build up that economy, keep that CT money looking fairly good, whereas fnatic themselves, they're going to be forced down to an eco.
Yeah, they do have this Catalyst rifle on JW though, and that's going to be worth its weight in gold. I mean, with how he's been playing, you know, we could still see them pull something off here. You can't discount the fact that he's been going absolutely insane. Dennis has enough money to buy something as well, at least behind it, to complement the rifle. We're probably going to see them invest a tiny bit. Maybe Olaf could buy pistol armor as well. And I imagine that's what we're going to see. And okay, fully buy up what they can. 2 rifles, a UMP, and 2 Tech 9s as they opt to go for a ballsy play. Let's see if this pays off.
Peek into middle from Device, unable to land, but it's KRB and Glaive down towards Banana to do the damage as Force. Has not worked out so far, and it looks continuing to fail as Glaive continues to spray in through the smoke. Dennis is 2 HP as he backs off, and Olaf even tagged down to 50, has to fall on back. So good damage done by Astralis so far, and with no rebuttal from fnatic at all, barely anything onto the side of Astralis other than Glaive here. They're all looking pretty healthy for the time being, and JW going to focus back up towards this A side of the map to try and find himself a pick. There's a crossfire setup as per usual. Device and Zipex. Sorry, make that Dupree. He starts to walk on through. Device may be here with the orb. He may be able to hit the shot, and he does. There's one. Looking in for more, and Device is shut down 2 towards middle so far. It's even going to be Dennis to chase, but he doesn't get a thing done as Dupree shuts him down on the final kill. And Astralis, a flawless round against fnatic's force. And that's going to be quite difficult now, because Astralis not only keep 3 players alive in the previous round, and then 5 in the next. Now we go into this round. Fnatic are going to have to eco, and Astralis are likely going to keep quite a few players alive as well, meaning their economy is not going to build up in 2 rounds, but make that 3.
Yeah, fnatic, they go ahead and leave themselves in a very dire situation now. What was a very close game quickly starting to slip through their fingers a little bit here. But already 3 players up second mid, looking to go fast and aggressive, and they might be able to catch these players in mid off guard as Device gets chipped away at Dennis looking to try and wreak more havoc. Dupree falls as well as Crims making this Tech-9 work out through mid, finds himself the second frag of the round. Kiev able to equalize it back into a 4-on-4. JW no luck today out towards balcony. Doesn't enjoy the views and instead will go down. Glaive rotating on round. Going to be over towards library. Doesn't get caught off guard by Crims with the AWP. He's rallying shots down range. It's going to be signaling his position. Right now, we could be seeing some aggression down from Banana from Astralis. We can see that there's actually still Zipex over towards B, but they're playing it very passively. He's already rotated off the site, and he's not entirely sure if anyone's actually been able to sneak up through Banana in the meantime, so he's just having to hold it from CT. If fnatic rotate back round, this could bode very badly here for Astralis on that B site, but they're going to continue in towards A, and with all this uncertainty, Glaive isn't in a great place to help out Kierby, so as they sneak on up, he's got to buy time for the rotate to come around. As he takes this first peek, does the damage downrange, now just plays it safe, goes to try and hide. Olaf hops in towards Pit, up close and personal with the Tech-9, finds one. Glaive going to be tagged down low as well on the rotate round. Zipex is already here, thanks to the passive play in CT, but the bomb's going to be going down any second now. They've got the site well and truly locked down, and this is a good chance here for fnatic to try and hold on to this.
No need to rush the plant, though. They can just take the engagements. It will finally be planted. That's going to force a bit of a push out from Astralis, knowing that one player doesn't have a gun in their hands, and they will take advantage, dropping Olaf, and Glaive finds 2 as well. It's Astralis on the retake, 9-5. And 1 more round left of the half. At least fnatic will have guns for that final round, thanks to the bomb plant money, combined with that loss bonus. They will have a little bit more to play with. Astralis make it fairly clean. I mean, it doesn't matter that they only keep 2 players alive, because economy is not an issue coming into the final round of the half. fnatic at least do have a full buy as well, so there's nothing holding these guys back. Olaf, yeah, I was wondering. He was taking a time to buy. I was thinking maybe a double open play from this guy. As we've seen it at least over on the previous map over on Inferno between obviously G2 and VP. Over on G2's T side, we saw Shox and Kenny pick that up, and now we're seeing the exact same thing from fnatic. But this time, will it have more effect? They had a great start into this map, but they seem to have slowed down a little bit.
Okay, Olaf just standing the Molotov. Olaf yeah. AFK question mark. He's going to go down already. Little too much fun in the fire, but JW there, quick to try and do his best to put this back in their favor. Does convert the man advantage back to fnatic as he watches Olaf just roast like a, I don't know, some sort of, something that roasts a turkey perhaps. There we go, 5-9. And yeah, they're pushing up through Banana. 3 players here. You can see they actually have Crims watching for any aggression over towards Apps. JW, Cyclops mode fully engaged as he pushes up through Banana, checking all the angles so methodically. Flusher and Dennis here to try and complement him best they can. They got to watch out because Zipex is boosted. If he can find a couple of frags and buy time, which he can't, he goes down. Bomb will be right behind, planted on the site. Dupree and Kierby, they are going to find themselves now locked in a 2v4 retake.
Dupree needs to find something quick. He needs to get an instant pick on the side of Astralis. He does do a good bit of damage, and actually the nade going to land, taking down JW out for the count as KFB starts his long rotation back in through the CT spawn. Dennis eventually gets a revenge over on the side of Dupree, and KFB now left in a 1v2. Well, actually a 1v3, but yeah, great. Either way, looking very undoable as Astralis do have 9 rounds. It's going to be okay moving into the second half considering the sidedness of this map, but KFB trying to make that up to 10 as he pushes back in. It's Crims there to stop him. It doesn't really matter too much. 9-6 in favour of Astralis. We're going to be going for a short 60-second break, and we'll be back with the second half very shortly.
An amazing first half there, and it only looks to get better as we continue on in. We had the ups, the downs, and everything in between, but one thing is for certain, it was a very, very strong game for one Swede in particular, JW.
Correct. Yeah, great performance to start things off. I mean, ace early on in the game, and they just carried on the same performance. So, yeah, it did slow down a little bit towards the latter stages, but so did the rest of his team. There's only so much one man can do. And I think, all in all, considering not only Astralis are favoured coming into this matchup, and this is also a very good map for both teams, as well as them starting on the City side, 9-6 I think is a very, very equal and very fair scoreline for this match.
Yeah, one thing I do want to say is if I were Fnatic right now, I'll be printing out posters, you know, making flyers, posting them up, asking where's Flusher? He was absent throughout a lot of that. I mean, he wasn't, you know, he's not only someone who we look to have these amazing standout plays. He's been the subject of more witch hunts than I care to count. He is a very talented individual. And I mean, I just thought it was a little bit underwhelming from him. If we see him turn up, I think Fnatic are going to look threatening, to say the least.
Yeah, we're moving on to the CT side now, where individual performance is not as favoured as much as a team-based performance. On the T side, if you have one player like JW who's going off, he can just rush up mid and get all the kills, right? We saw that. But moving on to the CT side, if you have a weak player, Astralis are going to exploit that. If they know that Flush is playing towards B, for example, they are going to, you know, put a lot of pressure on B, try and get Flusher out while he's playing weak. So that's got to be something that, you know, Fnatic need to take into account. They need to not only switch up positions, which is something a lot of teams don't like to do, but also, you know, we need to see Fnatic, at least individually, a lot of them step up and reach to the level that JW is, obviously. But yeah, we're going into the second half now anyway. It's going to be interesting to see who picks up that pistol round. If Astralis can pick it up, they might just completely dominate and close out this map on the T side, on a map that they've been fairly confident on anyway. So yeah, looking at it, Fnatic have got a lot of pressure to pick up this pistol, and they're going to be going for a very default buy. Just Crims on a kit with an HE, and the rest of them on armor.
Yeah, look, looking like he wants to take the aggression down mid early on. Doesn't spot anything out though, as he just peeps on through. You can see 3 players for Astralis stacked up over here towards Banana, thinking they might be able to find a cheeky player pushed on up, but no one is there to greet them. And now they're going to look to double on back, rejoin the rest of the guys over here towards A, and actually looking a little bit uncertain. You can see the bombs kind of was dedicated more up towards Apps, suggesting they might have gone for an A play, but the second they don't find anyone over here towards Banana, I think they're just going to hedge their bets and instead use these 2 smokes. 2 smokes is a great number to have for this B bomb site, by the way. You can smoke off over towards Coffins, deny the rotates in through the church, or, and then you can smoke off the cross from CT, so you basically lock yourself into the site. The limited utility here going to be brilliant for Astralis. As the smokes now go raining in, it's going to block off exactly those 2 positions, rendering not only JW useless, but it also puts a lot of pressure over on Flusher to try and hold this back, and he's completely negated as well. So this B bomb site completely up for the taking. Bomb's going to go down. It just will be a 5-on-5 for the retake.
Never see this on Inferno very often, but let's see how it fares for Fnatic as they try and get back in. JW tagged down instantly to 40, and Dennis is going to be pressured down Banana as Glaive holds it down from a range with the Glock. But eventually, Fnatic are going to be regrouped in time to go for this push. They've still got the kid on Crims as well to work with, so maybe able to get back into this one, but they need to hurry on up. Nade and Paul, good damage as well. There's 2 players there, but still Zipex gets a kill. Dennis to open things up, and KAB and Zipex are still combining. Zipex is mad. He's on 3, and KAB will close it out with a double kill as well. I'm not sure how much I like the 5-on-5 retake style. Not very common on Inferno for an exact reason. These sites are very difficult to retake.
Yeah, it's looking a lot like a retake server there as we headed into it. I mean, it's not, like you said, it's not always see all 5 players stay alive. And the second they got locked out, you know, you have 2 choices. You either push in through the smoke and try and hold it down, or you alternatively fall on back. The issue with that B-bomb site, those smokes lasted so long, it gave Astralis so much time to get into the afterplants because the site was relinquished straight away. This time, they've got SMGs aplenty up against the Force Sport Fnatic to try and wreak some havoc and make some money at the same time. It will give them their 11th round if they pick it up, but Fnatic trying to answer back with the Force Fight. Have just got CZs almost across the board. Dennis the only player with a 5-7 to try and make some magic happen. Once again, Astralis focusing on Banana. They have 4 players here. Only Zipex watching the flank in through Apps. And actually, he looks like he might be rotating on off. It does look like Olaf's getting a little bit curious. A little bit too big for his boots, pushing on up. But it's Device to make the first contact over here towards B as he spots out both players on this site. The rotate should be coming in from A sooner or later, I imagine, because they must hear the footsteps at this point. Down goes JW. Flush has got to do a lot of work, and he does absolutely nothing as he enters early retirement over in the corner. Flusher doesn't get any work done. Now it's a 3-on-5, and at this point, Fnatic should just be thinking about saving.
Yeah, not too much you can really get out of this one. Maybe some exits, but just to pick up UMPs, it's not really worth it. Maybe hold on to the armor, take it into the next round. Device is going to be hunting, though. Does get dropped from Dennis, so some small victory for Fnatic. But other than that, it seems like Astralis aren't going to be heavily hunting this one. Most of the players still sat in towards the site and Banana in case. But I imagine they'll exit towards Banana just due to the aggressive player they have. They have one player pushed all the way down. That's going to be Kirby. So they can just go regroup with him down to the bottom of tree, hold onto their guns, not let the bomb blow up, but also not let fnatic get any more exits and pick up some more damage or kills. And that's important. Now that this SMG has been secured from Dennis, every kill he gets adds another $600 to his bank. So Astralis do not want to credit him with that kind of cash, and they will move in to join Kirby down Banana, hold onto their guns. A 4v3 save, sorry. Not too bad for fnatic. They can just reposition with these pistols coming into this round, and the buy will come out next round regardless.
Yeah, now the two players on Astralis with the UMPs looking to try and make some cash. It has been impeded a little bit thanks to that save. It should mean that these pistols can try and do some damage onto these SMGs, deny some of the money. For Device, for example, he's looking to get that AWP into his hands as quick as possible. This time, though, Astralis a lot more direct. No faffing around on Banana. Instead, just straight up towards this A-bomb site. Device on the entry finds one with the UMP. Picks himself up to CZ as well as a free pistol. But it's Olaf in the backline. Wreaks some havoc. Finds one. Got to quickly reload and get the hell out of there. But he is going to go down on the flank to Zipex as they go charging in towards this A-bomb site. JW sneaking up mid. Sneaky beaky like USP in hand and trying to find a frag if he can. Zipex close to his right, but he gets caught looking the wrong way. Down he goes. It is all on Flusher. 5-7. And a dream in this 1v4.
Should all be over in just a mere second. Dupree wraps back round from long and does take him down. So 12-6 here. Astralis double the score of fnatic, but now we finally have the buy coming out from the CT side. Their chance to get back into the matchup. Only difficult thing is there's a lot of pressure on this one specific round, because if they do not pick this one up, Astralis are not only going to be up to 13, but likely 14 as fnatic will be forced down to an eco. Hopefully not a force. So getting very, very close to the edge of the map here if fnatic don't pick up their buy. And to be honest, they don't have a whole lot to do it. Utility's fairly limited. No AWP in play. Luckily for them, we don't see Device on that either for Astralis. But still, fnatic, they definitely want to do their very best to pick this one up. As you can see, triple stack towards A. We have a double play over towards B. No aggression at all coming down into this map. Instead, we just have Flusher sat over towards the sandbags. And a bit of support as well from JW playing the more bait roll over towards the corner. Right now, Astralis is smoked off. They aren't pressuring it too much. They still have the bomb outside of Banana, so you'd expect them to commit to it maybe late round if they can get this pick. And the good damage with the nade onto Flusher may incapacitate him to some extent.
Molotov going to be forcing Dennis out of position. He actually to fall on back to Flusher, sorry, as he just manages to stay alive. Dodging the fire and flames. Him and JW still alive and safe, but it's Dupree over towards A. He's been locking down this angle for quite some time. He spots out Olaf, and that's going to be the kickstart to this offensive. They pick up a frag over on this A-bomb site. They've still got the players contested over at B, and now they're going to look to go for this play while fnatic are preoccupied with the guys on that B-bomb site. But Dennis, he's going to make things difficult for them. Picks up the first one. The Zipex are going to try and do even more damage, but Device says no. Gets one straight back in return. Bomb still over towards B. Plenty of time left for them to play around with and go for any rotates if they'd like to. JW, though, he's still on this B-bomb site. You can see Flusher rotates back over towards A. Dupree doing a great job of selling this fake, selling the lurk as well as he's there alone. Now rotates off to go join the rest of his team. The two players still over on A. They realize the jig is up, rotating around over towards this B bomb site. JW's got to buy so much time, takes the peek, finds the first. He's the player you want in this scenario. Looking to try and just fade away as they push on into the site. Does the damage. Down goes Glaive as well. So little time. Bought time for the rotate to come on in, and it's all on Flusher. 1v2. Flusher looking to try and find the first, does at least dispatch of Kirby, but it's Dupree on the flank, takes him down, and Astralis, they secure yet another round, 13-6.
Dangerous, as I said. Now fnatic have to eco, and 14-6, that's a hard scoreline to come back from. fnatic really put into a difficult position, especially considering how the first few rounds of this map went. I thought it was going to be an equal score throughout the game, but clearly the level of Astralis is one above fnatic's, and they have proven so. You would expect that coming into this game that they would be able to pick up both maps, but still, fnatic did look fairly good in the opening few rounds as it was going back and forth. But either way, Astralis currently leading this by a huge margin as they do try and take a bit of apps control early on. Banana is already in their favour as they're deep in towards the car. A passive play from Flusher as he sits in towards the CT spawn, and JW crossfiring on top of the box, but not exactly vital positions here as they have only got pistols and a little bit of armour to play with. No real need for Astralis to push solo into the site. They can just regroup as they are doing over towards the apartments. And just taking their time to work their kinks round towards this A site.
Yeah, fnatic getting some flashbacks to when they last met Astralis on this map, in which case they did get butchered, so They want to try and deny that and get some revenge. Speaking of revenge, Dennis going to get just that for Olaf, because he does witness his teammate being just ruined in mid, but it doesn't matter because both him and Crims fall in the blink of an eye. Towards this A-bomb site, Device still on the flank, and he's just adopted the lurk role for the time being. Doesn't even need an AWP to play around with. It's Flusher, 1v4 over towards Library, but he's not reading. He's looking to try and pick up some kills. CZ in hand, rounding the corner. Goes for the spray, does drop Zipex. The trade looking to try and come through will be denied from Kirby as Flusher just gets the hell out of there. Counts his blessings that he's even still alive. Looking to try and do some more damage. But it's Device on the flank that could be the player to mop this up. Flusher, you've got to watch all angles, my friend. It doesn't matter. Kirby gets him anyway. Astralis so close to map point. 14-6. But fnatic finally have enough money to buy, including the AWP on JW.
Yeah, back on that. Not giving it to Olaf this time. You can see he's currently on 19 kills. Far more further than any of his team put together, apart from Dennis, who's on 16. But, I mean, look at Olaf, Crims, and Flusher. 6, 6, and 5, respectively. That's, you know, really, well, that's really not that good in comparison to the bottom two players over on fnatic, but Dennis and JW really doing, you know, above and beyond in this matchup. But either way, Astralis seem to be ready to close out this this match, at least, as Dupree jumps up into the apartments, takes down Dennis straight off the bat. Flusher looking to potentially trade here, but he does get fully blinded, has to back off as Astralis just give up all of their banana control. They've got 2 picks now towards A. They don't even have to care towards the other side of the map as they run in through smokes like they always do. Glaive, another kill onto Olaf Meister. JW going to caught in the rotation, and actually a reload coming out from Glaive. Can't get that second kill there, allowing JW to really control this as he moves back in towards Library, taking down Dupree. His teammate as well, Flusher, doing some good damage, and now fnatic, they're still in this one. It's far from a win. They've made it doable.
Yeah, Flusher and JW, the dynamic duo in this 2v3. JW round in the corner. Cyclops mode will go down as Zipex. He hates one-eyed people, then he's going to find himself a second. That's the hat-trick for him overall. As he drops out Flusher, Astralis, they arrive at map point 15-6, and fnatic force buying into what could very well be their last round on Inferno. In which case, we're going to look to train for redemption from these guys. But the Swedes, they still have an opportunity to try and fight back. Olaf on the Mag 7 is always terrifying, but they have to try and find a kink in the armor here.
Yeah, I mean, this is their last possible chance, quite literally now as we go into this one. Astralis, again, just set up for this default. Nothing too aggressive. They will take a bit of apps control straight off the bat as they have been doing, but this time more focused towards Banana, where 3 players lurked for this T side. fnatic trying to maintain control, but really without enough utility to fully commit towards maybe a push down towards the bottom of Banana. They just have to sit towards the sandbags area that Astralis have been so methodically clearing out with Molotovs and nades, really punishing Flusher in this position as well as JW. So now, as you can see, once again, Molotovs and nades going down. Flusher's down to 30 HP. JW going to get shot in as Glaive just runs in through the smoke, balls to the wall on this man as he chases in for more. He spotted that second player as Flusher runs back towards the safety of the new box. He's still going to be spotted as soon as this flashbang runs out, and Glaive will even take the second. Dennis running in through smoke, some more damage, and he might get it. Switches to the pistol. He gets himself 3. Massive stuff from Dennis. It's still a very difficult spot as Astralis rotate their last 2 players back towards A, but Dennis has made it costly. However, cost is not the issue. He needs to pick up this round or it's all over for fnatic.
Yeah, Dennis the Menace coming in from behind, already gone 3, got to ace it for the win for fnatic to keep them in this. Bomb's going to go down towards SP bomb site. He doesn't have a kit to play around with, but he does have a smoke and an incendiary as he makes his way on through. Both Dupree and Zipex playing it very passively, both in pit as well. They have the crossfire set up. They can trade this out easily. And he's going to clear the long angle first. Now this could come back to punish him. It's going to leave him with very little time when he gets into the site, takes the first peek. Zipex rears his head, and now he is to fall on back. Dennis, time is of the essence, my friend. Pop flash comes out. They go for the double peek. He's going to get 1. Okay, Dennis. Spicy 1 tap there. 1 away from the ace, but he's going to get flashed again. Not sure where Dupree even is. He's over towards pit. Fakes out the defuse, there's not enough time. Dupree goes in for the peek. Dennis going to get the ace, but there's no time left. Incredibly close. He gets all 5 frags necessary, but they don't win the round. Astralis, they're going to be picking up Inferno. But what a play from the man himself.
Yeah, great way to end the match, even if he does go down and doesn't get the defuse in time. Great performance of skill at least. But Astralis, of course, were peaking due to that being, no time left on the clock for the bomb. But either way, what a dominant map for Astralis. You've got to give it to them. I was expecting it to be far closer, but Astralis really did just tear apart fnatic. And you've got to take into account as well, this is fnatic who managed to pick up this map recently in Star Series on LAN, both against VP and against, I think it was Gambit as well. VP, as we just saw, took out G2 on this map earlier, so it's a great performance for fnatic there, and now they're just completely getting shut down by Astralis, who are starting to look very good on Inferno.
Yeah, you know, it's gone from being a map that they were strong on, and then they just kept getting stronger and stronger as they've learned it more and more, been given more time to kind of adapt to it, and now it's quickly becoming kind of one of their signature maps, almost up there with some of the greats. As we head into trade, I mean, that's going to be a major talking point. It's one that we already know Astralis are very good on, but at the same time as a Fnatic, their results a little bit more mixed bag, but it's one they play a hell of a lot and one that we've seen some fantastic results on.
Yeah, still, I don't think you can really expect too much from Fnatic going on to train. This is famously, you know, Astralis is one of their favourite maps of all time. So going on to it, you've got to be a little bit worried for Fnatic, especially after they just get butchered on Inferno. Fnatic's arguably statistically best map, and a map that they really should be able to get a few rounds on. Now moving on to train, as you say, they have played it a lot. They've got a lot of experience on this map. Not too bad as a whole, as a team, but nothing to the level of Astralis.
Yeah, and you know, before we move on to talking about train, let's speak about Inferno and what we kind of saw, what we've learned, and what went well, what went bad for both of the teams. When we look at Astralis, you know, I mean, they had a bit of a shaky start. Fnatic were actually tearing things up in that first half, I think. A very convincing half from them, and it kind of led me and you to believe that it would be one hell of a close game. The second things get switched around, we see them on the T side. I think it was the main issue that when you looked at kind of how the frags were distributed on the side of Fnatic, a couple of key players just weren't there, and you were really looking at JW a lot of the time to try and make things work, and even he fell off towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a little on the halftime at least. If you have an individual player going off like JW does, that's great. Of course, JW and Dennis were up there with about almost 20 frags, whereas the rest of the teammates weren't even up 20 combined between the last three. So if you have those individual players popping off, that's great on the T side, right? You can use them to get the entries, you can use them to pick up a lot of damage, you know, hurt the CTs. But as soon as you switch over, there we go. What's going to happen? You separate them from sites. They're not going to be going for entry frags. They're defending sites, and Astralis is just going to focus on whoever's doing badly. So again, that's exactly what they did. You can't have as much individual performance carrying you through a game when you move on to that CT side. So frankly, JW and Dennis weren't able to carry the team, whereas, you know, they got 6 rounds in the first half. That's just due to them just popping off. But moving on to CT, it's just not going to happen ever.
Yeah. But we are not done yet. And if you're a fan of the fight, be sure to stick around because we've still got one more map left tonight. That'll be after a very quick break. The players are going to go ahead and warm up, and then we'll be back with trade.